There's been no response from Rolf Harris's lawyers after a Sydney mother alleged she was inappropriately touched by the entertainer when she was 14 years old. Tonya Lee made the accusations on A Current Affair last night. Here's some of what she had to say.
Said, Tonya, you've got a lovely voice. Why don't you come over and chat to me? Come over and have a little chat to me about what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. Said, come and sit on my lap. So I sat on his lap.
When you first went and sat on his lap, how did you feel? Were you uncomfortable?
When I first sat down, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel uncomfortable. And I could feel him sort of moving a little bit. Actually, I felt that first. He was sort of moving himself a little bit around while I was sitting on him. But I didn't think anything of that because everything was still going on as normal. And then he put his hand on my thigh. So then I started to feel a bit weird. So the hand he had on me, he sort of moved around across my thigh because my legs are on the outside of his legs. And that's when he moved his hand up my skirt. What
was going through your mind at that time?
Then I started to get worried and started to get a bit scared. Because happened quickly, and then it started to go up quite high, up towards my pants. It went right up to the top, but he wasn't inside and touching my skin or anything like that. And I just got up and thought I'm just going to get out of here. So I went to the toilet. As soon as I opened the door, he was standing there. And I don't know how long he'd been waiting there or if he came up really quickly. I was sort of wedged in between the pot plant and he had his hand over me. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something like, oh, there you are, or, something along those lines. Gave me a hug, and I didn't say anything because I was pretty frozen at that stage, and I was scared because I was trapped, basically, and I didn't scream. I don't know why. Then he put his hands on my top and put his hands down my top, and started to touch my breasts, and then really quickly with the same hand, before I knew it, he put his hands up my skirt and he put his hands down my tights and pants.